everybody. Welcome back to Happily Booked, the bookcast for two kindred spirits. 1, 2. Believe that the pursuit of happiness is the same thing as reading a good book of me. I want to talk about it. We're your hostesses, Becky and...
Oh, Bricky.
and Becky and Bricky. Really threw you off there, didn't I?
You did.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
This is the second episode we're recording in one day. So,
but you won't see them both on the same day.
Correct. You will not. You will not. That's why we're wearing the same exact clothes as the one you just saw. So
you may notice that.
Yeah. Yep. Today, this episode is going to be brought to you by
your ABCs.
Your ABCs. The English alphabet. We decided to do a book tag because I'm going to be out of town next Monday, and we thought, why not? This will be fun. So I tried to look up a book tag we haven't done yet, and I found this. I'm not the creator. Don't know who is. Sorry, but we did not make it. Just don't want to make anybody mad. This is the A to Z book tag. A to Z book tag. We're gonna go through each letter of the alphabet, and there are questions that correlate with that letter. And we haven't thought too much about what we're doing, so I don't know if we're going to go back and forth for each letter or what, but we're going to do it. So, yeah. So we should just go back and forth, right?
Yeah.
That would make more sense.
You have all the questions right now?
I do.
Okay, well, you can ask the questions, and I didn't write them out. I just wrote out my answers.
Okay. So I'll ask first, and then you want me to answer first as well?
Sure.
And then you can answer?
Yeah, that's fine.
And then we'll just keep rolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plot twist. I didn't write down my answers in the correct order, so...
He's going to have to wait, which one goes to this letter? So, A is author you've read the most books from. I had to use Storygraph for this, of course.
that would have been a smart thing to do.
I was really trying to be prepared. I did homework. I came back to these pieces of paper like 3 times.
I was being prepared just by actually reading the questions and writing down answers.
That's still good. Because normally neither of us. So, it says the author, it's indicating one author. I couldn't pick. I picked the top 3 because I just had to. I don't know. The one I have actually read the most from is Stephen King with 10 books. Which, Stephen King has a lot more than 10 books. And 10 really doesn't sound like a lot.
But not when you've read a 14-book series.
Well, yeah. So, when I go... It's because when I read, I'm constantly like... I'm not going to just sit here and read all of Stephen King's books and then move on. You know, I'm bouncing around. I bounce around. Then the next author was Frederick Bachman.
That makes sense.
I have actually read almost all of his books. Sorry. I'm going to pop my fingers. I only read the first book in the Beartown series, so I haven't read the second or the third.
Mm-hmm.
And his most recent book, called My Friends, I have not read yet. I do plan on reading it, and I'm thinking about going ahead and just re-entering the Beartown series. I don't know. But with him, I've read 8 books, which I think is the rest of his books. I could be missing some short stories I don't know for sure. But at least full-length novels. And then the next one is Michael Crichton with 7, which is still not all of his books. See, no, 7 was funny. I put a star next to it because when I was looking on Storygraph, I was like, that doesn't seem right. And it kept counting that I've reread Jurassic Park and The Lost World twice. But then I've read Dragon Teeth by him and Eruption. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even if you count the rereads, that's only 6. Unless I'm missing a book. But I'm pretty sure I haven't read much else by him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So that one was a little funny. And if it wasn't him, it was probably going to be Martha Wells with the Murderbot Diary series, which it's just, I just so happen to have kept reading them. So what is your most read author, or top 3 or 2 or...
Okay, my most read author, Actually, it probably is Brandon Sanderson, because Wheel of Time is probably the longest series that I've read.
Brandon Sanderson? I mean, I know he
Jordan.
wrote... Okay, yeah. I want to read Brandon Sanderson this year.
He wrote the last two.
Yes.
So I put his name down. It just came to me. Michael Jordan.
No.
He plays basketball. I lied to you. You're going to have to edit. Oh my gosh.
Nah.
Jordan. What is his name? Hold on.
Why can't I think of his name?
Robert Jordan. Look, and I didn't even finish looking it up. That came to me.
Yeah. That's good. You don't have to edit that out. That's fine.
That's what happens when you get old. You just write down stuff. Probably Robert Jordan, but I'm not really sure how many books I read in the Number One Ladies Detective Agency series. And it's a pretty long series, I think.
Yeah.
Alexander McCall Smith or Elizabeth Peters.
Yeah.
With the Amelia Peabody series, but I forget what book number I'm on in that one, like 11, 12, I don't know, something like that.
Like 13 or 14, I think.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, you're pretty far.
Yeah. So, one of those, but I mean, they're all pretty long series.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. I'm excited to see this year what authors step up. B is best sequel ever. I had issues with this because it turns out I really don't read a whole lot of series, especially in their entirety, all within a shorter span. So I kind of went back in time a little bit. I read the Court of Thorns and Roses series, and my favorite in that whole series was the second book, which is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. So that. The Leigh Bardugo series, it's all I wrote. That's 3 books that I'm thinking of. It's Shadow and Bone, which I gave you. I think you'd like Shadow and Bone. Not to keep bringing it up recently. that's just how it's working out.
I'm sure I will eventually read that
series. I've thought about rereading it. But, anyway, that's not for this episode. So, I can't think of what the second book in that series is called. Or the third. So, the first one's Shadow and Bone. I think I liked the second one the most, and I can't think of what it's called, but hopefully Becky can get the picture right here, and I'll type it in the show notes. So good luck, everybody. And then I also put The Lost World by Michael Crichton, which is the second one for his Jurassic Park series. Excuse me. Which was also very good. So
Siege and Storm.
Thank you. It? Yes, that one, I like that one a lot. That one, it's a tad bit more nautical than the others because they are traveling via flying ship and water. So it's fun. It's a fun series. I like it. What's your best sequel? Or
I put a question mark.
I know that's a hard one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just thinking just now when you were talking though, the this is where Michael was coming in. Michael J. Sullivan series. Not his Legends of the First Empire series, but
Age of Myth?
That was the first one, I think. But his 3 that he did that were in the same universe but with legacy characters, I guess you say. Like,
it's the 3 books. It was 3,
yes,
right?
Nolan was the first one, and I forget the second one, and the third one was Fairlane. I will say that Fairlane was my favorite in that series.
Yeah. I remember when you read those. You loved those.
I cried when I read Fairlane, and I don't know if Adam has even yet to finish reading it. Wait, maybe he did, because I think he did tell me he cried. The end of that book. Beautiful. Tragic. It had to end that way, I guess. But that was my favorite in that series for sure.
I love that. Any other sequels you can think of?
Nah.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
C is currently reading. So, of course, if you just watched the last episode, I said I was currently reading The Shining. I'm not. I will be, but I'm not.
She's a liar.
So, yeah, I really got ahead of myself, and I'm reading Missing in Flight by Audrey J. Cole.
Also a lie?
Which I'm not. I'm only really currently reading... Oh, that was something I meant to say in the last episode. I'll just go ahead and throw it in here real quick. I am actually only reading Day 21 by Cass Morgan, which I did say for sure in our normal episode. But technically on Storygraph it says I'm reading Nuclear War, but my hold on the library was up and I couldn't get it back.
That's right.
And I keep going back and forth on if I should buy it on Kindle, but then I'm like, well, maybe I should buy the paperback version. I just don't know. So I'm still not reading that either.
That's in limbo.
Yeah, that's in limbo right now. I was really enjoying it. It's also very terrifying. Like real horror. I like when you said terror books. I think we should call horror books terror books. I liked that. I'm going to say that from now on. If I can remember, I read terror books. What are you currently reading? Even I know we just talked about it,
Right.
but for this.
I'm currently reading Dead on the Dolmen by Cameron Trost. It's getting, I mean, it started off really good, but it's getting good.
It's getting good. And that's supposedly a terror book.
So I can't figure out if it's a murder mystery or if it's like a sci-fi. I actually didn't read what kind of genre it is, but it's this man and his son live together in their family estate. So like it's been passed down from generations, and there's a little village right there. I need to go back and look and see if it says somewhere, but I think it takes place in like Cornwall or something. I think they're Cornish. They've been referencing that they're Cornish, and like their accent and this and that. The dad studies what's it called? What did Bones study? What was she called? Not a philanthropist. They give away money. I need one of those. Anthropologist.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's
I was about to go to Google.
I'm pretty sure he's like an anthropologist, so he studied these.
Yeah. I was like, paleontologist? You said Bones, but I was like, no, she's talking about the show Bones.
I almost said paleontologist. I was like, that's not right.
That's funny.
Ross was a paleontologist.
Anyway.
This is a very well-rounded episode. Anyway, he has something in his past that he's being blackmailed for. We don't know what it is yet. And there's this Anku, is what it's called. I forget what culture that word comes from, but it's the Grim Reaper. It's what we call the Grim Reaper. And so the first night in the book, he looks out his window and the Anku is there.
Oh, that's the one you were like, you don't know if it's going to be supernatural or if it's going to be like it's a person. And I was like the creeper.
So we've met a few people. The son is worried about his dad. So he was going to stay the night with his girlfriend on the second night, but he goes back with his dad. We're on night 3, or actually morning 4, I guess, because the third night just happened. And there has been a decapitated head left on the dolmen. And fortunately, it's not any of the characters that we've gotten to know like really well, like we've made a connection with. It is a character we met on the second day or something. And he has beef with the owner of the house. He's his gardener. They don't like each other that much, but no one likes the owner of the house that much. But he seems like a nice guy, so I'm confused by this. I'm confused by the dichotomy. But anyway, so now they're going to start trying to solve the murder. And they've hired a private investigator. And he had a whole bunch of stuff set up. And nothing triggered like the alarms for them to catch the person on camera or whatever. And so that's another thing that's leading to supernatural, because nothing set it off. Yeah. But how did they get the head there if they didn't set it off? And it looks like the head's been cut off by a scythe, which the Grim Reaper carries. Mm-hmm. And anyway, so it's like, it's really good so far. Like I
like it.
I'm really excited.
That sounds like something I would have maybe read.
Yeah, I think you would like it.
That's fun. Oh, you are reading another book. You're reading
yeah, but
okay.
Who cares about that? I mean, it's just history. I'm kidding. But
it's about the White House.
Yeah, it's about the White House. It's actually very interesting.
If you just watched the last episode, you already know, so it doesn't really matter.
I'll talk about it next week. Or next time we record. I'll probably still be reading it.
Then we have the letter D, which is drink of choice while reading.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is in this order: iced coffee, or crisp diet soda, or then water. In that order, because I'm an iced coffee addict.
Yes.
What's yours?
So I'm usually in the car. So usually I'm drinking hot coffee, not necessarily by choice, but this is what I actually drink when I'm reading. So hot coffee on the way to work, either ice water or nothing on the way home, and then when I'm in the bed at night, nothing. But this is what I wrote. I put, however, when I'm romanticizing reading in a window seat with nothing else to do, I'm drinking hot tea. In my daydream, not in real life while daydreaming.
You're like, hold on, though. There's still another answer that fits. Gotta take everything into account. That's funny. E is e-reader or physical books, but I also put audio. So audio, e-reader, or physical books. My preference really is physical books and then e-readers, my Kindle. I'm trying to read more physical books lately. Haven't been able to listen to anything really on audio personally. I still read a lot on my Kindle though. So I do like a good physical paperback, but I have been taking advantage of the convenience of Kindle. So
yeah.
And audio is just sort of up in the air at the moment. So
okay, well, I listen to way more audiobooks than anything, but I prefer physical. I love the smell of a book, which you can't get from anything digital. So I do prefer a physical book.
Yeah. I like the feel, like the weight of it in my hand. F. Fictional character you would have dated. I was like, or would have been BFFs with.
Oh, I didn't see that you changed it to or would have been BFFs with. I have to rethink this.
I just put Anne from Anne of Green Gables. I think she's just an awesome character all around. Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games, because she's pretty cool.
She's very loyal.
I put Moscap the Robot from the Monk and Robot series by Becky.
Makes sense.
What's her name? Becky Chambers. Yeah. And then I actually I forgot I read Little Women, so I'm gonna say Joe from Little Women.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Joe. I like them all really, I guess, but Joe's the main one I think you're really supposed to like.
I'm glad you're answering these questions first. It's making me rethink what I put down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't see the BFF part, so I'm excited to see.
So, well, I said that I didn't really date in high school. Like, no one was interested in me, so it doesn't matter what my preferences would have been. Emerson is a good character I would have liked to have dated.
Yeah.
Best friends, gosh, that's a lot. I mean, I think
know.
Just
Amelia.
Definitely Amelia, which would be terrible if I was dating Emerson.
The drama that would ensue.
She'd probably beat me up with her umbrella.
Yeah.
I think Lizzie and Jane from Pride and Prejudice would be good friends. I haven't read Sense and Sensibility, but watching it last night, Emma roasted me. She said I was a lot like Marianne. That girl is so overly dramatic, and I thought, I probably was like that when I was a teenager. So I would really like to be friends with Eleanor, but I probably would have been friends with Marianne.
Just how it's gonna be. Yeah.
So those are, I guess that's what I'm gonna go with.
Oh, gee. Glad you gave this book a chance. I'm glad I gave The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden a chance, because otherwise I probably would have never stepped into Frida McFadden, and I have been enjoying most of the ones I've read by her. So I kind of get the hype, but at the same time, me and Lexi were talking about this. She has so many psychological thrillers. And there's only so much of that you can take in at one sitting. And then like my mom's reading, she'll read them all right after another, and I'm like, I can't do that. I'll get them mixed up, and I don't want to get them mixed up.
Right.
But at the same time, like, if I read a psychological thriller, maybe now I feel like a sci-fi, or, so that. I'm glad I gave A Good Girl's Guide to Murder a chance by Holly Jackson. I'm still going to read the rest of that series. I was going to read it, but I just was never getting to it until Lexi forced me to. And I'm very glad she did. And then I'm glad I gave Rift by Thomas Asher a chance. Because that was not on my radar. at all. I stumbled upon that some way, somehow. I think his Instagram was doing advertisements, so it popped up on my feed. And I was like, that looks interesting. So I probably would have never read it. So I'm glad I found that one. What's yours?
I put a question mark, but probably Goblin would be one that I'm glad I read. I'm glad I gave a chance, because anything horror is not my genre.
Terror.
Terror is not my genre. That's Brooke's thing.
And the one by Grady Hendrix.
Oh my
Vampires.
Gosh, that was really good.
The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires.
That was honestly, that was probably one of my favorite books.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. That was a ride.
It was so good.
So yeah, horror books.
Mm-hmm. Anything horror that I have read or will read and enjoy is gonna go under this question. Yeah. But definitely those two books, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Goblin was. I loved Goblin. That was a fascinating way to write a book. First of all, 6 novellas in one novel. It was really good, and they all tie together in this fictional town of Goblin, and it was just spooky all around.
Yeah, it was.
Hidden Gem book. Okay. Rift by Thomas Asher.
I'm seeing a theme here.
Is, I think, a hidden gem. I want more people to read it. That's why I keep bringing it up. So maybe if, the 3 people that'll watch our video will give that a chance, if that's something you'd be interested in, and then leave a review, because I think it was very well done. Hidden gem, still, I put Whiteout by R.S. Burnett, which is a thriller book that my mom told me to read, and she was like, read this and tell me if you can guess the twist, and it blew my freaking mind, and I was so pleased with how it turned out. First, for a while, big chunk of that book, I was really like, I know how this is gonna go. Like, I'm a little irritated at these characters for doing what they're doing, and then the end happened, and I was like, wow, love that. Then The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton.
Oh, we haven't talked about that one in a while.
I know. I haven't reread it in like 2 years. I used to try to reread it once a year because it was like my favorite book. That one's, I think, a hidden gem. I don't think that one's super popular. It's a magical realism book about a girl who is born with wings, and her life, and why maybe she's born with wings, and then you go into her life, and it's beautifully written, but it's also kind of tragic, and I really like that book. I haven't reread it in a long time. Yeah, those are my hidden gems. What are your hidden gems?
I put a question mark.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I should have done it earlier in the week, or, not tried to cram it.
I wrote this stuff down originally when I sent it to you, like the letters and the questions, but then like several times throughout the week I had to keep going back to fill them in, because I was like,
yeah, because I feel like I felt pressure.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't
like this.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't have anything for that one.
That's okay. Important moments of your reading life, in your reading life. I put starting the podcast with Becky.
That's true.
That's
for
true.
Me too.
Oh my gosh, there you go. And then I put, several years ago, I reread the Harry Potter series with several friends at once, and that was a fun time. We were kind of racing, but it was really fun. It was good to get into the Harry Potter world with like 2 other people at the same time. So that was fun. Yep, that's all I put for that.
I don't know that I have an answer for that on this list. I think that's what I might have accidentally skipped.
Oh, yeah.
But definitely this podcast, it definitely was a turning point in my reading life.
Oh, yeah.
Recently, because I had not read definitely since having children.
Yeah.
And it might have even been before that, because I feel like maybe in college when I was doing all that reading for school, because college there's a lot more reading you have to do than high school, and you have a lot less time, plus I did theater, so it was like, who had time?
Yeah. So
probably it was good 20 years since I had read, like really sat down and read something. And now I've read so many books.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now anytime I finish a book, I have to start one
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah, it's like
And
a drug.
It is. And it's like how I felt when I was a teenager or younger even. And I
Just
remember
enjoying it.
I just always had a book in my hand.
Yeah.
So definitely.
Oh, I love that. Jay just finished reading. This might be the last time this book pops up. Rift by Thomas Asher. And at the time I wrote this, I did not finish the 100 by Cass Morgan, but we can just go ahead and say I finished the 100 by Cass Morgan. And then I put The Girl Who Was Taken by Charlie Donnelly, which was one of the most recent ones before that. So, yeah.
I put The Boxcar Children by Gertrude Chandler Warren, which was the last book that I just finished. So,
yeah. Okay. Kinds of books you won't read. I put smut. Now, I have read books that have what you would classify as smut in it. I think it really depends on what you can handle when you're reading. It's not something I enjoy reading, but like, if it's not before you start the book, you don't know it's there.
mm-hmm.
And so you're already in the book, and if the story itself is good and you want to know what's going to happen with the actual story and the whole plot overtakes the amount of smut, I can deal with it and you can breeze past it. But no, if I know by looking at a cover or like romantasy as the genre now,
Mm-hmm.
I know that that's probably going to have smut. That's probably all that is, and I'm
Yeah.
not interested. So, and I also put stories with detailed sexual assault of children.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's pretty bad. I hate
Yeah.
that. I absolutely hate that. I don't want it there at all, but some stories have real life inspirations for things, so it happens.
Right.
But detailed, I'm like, I can't. I have DNF several books because it's gone into details about stuff, and I'm like, this was completely not needed.
yeah.
This was, ugh. I hate it. I hate it. What's the books you won't read?
I put anything too graphic, whether that's language, sex, or gore.
Yeah.
And also, remember when I said I don't know where I put the answers to these questions? So some of the answers were at the bottom of the list, and I just went back up. And I did actually put something for the reading thing.
Oh.
So I will still stick with my answer that I just gave.
Yeah.
But I did put listening to Frederick Douglass' first autobiography and Booker T. Washington's Up From Slavery were very impactful in my reading
Yeah.
life. So
I like that. Oh yeah, so you answered what you won't read. Graphic. Yeah. L. Longest book you've ever read. The longest book I've ever read is The Stand by Stephen King at 1,327 pages. That's it so far. Then, like, there's other books that I've listed more recently in another episode. So.
Yeah. I guess I should have used Storygraph and gone back and looked it up on Google.
Yeah.
But I put probably one of the Wheel of Time books.
Definitely.
But I don't know how long the Legends of the First Empire books were. Like if you physically read those, like how many pages would those be?
Yeah.
Versus the Wheel of Time books. So probably Wheel of Time, but it also could have been one of the Legends of the First Empire books.
Yeah. And they might even just be very close.
Yeah.
So I feel like they could be very just similar. M. Major book hangover because of. So the person who'd made that I found this for in their little blog thing, they put a negative thing for book hangover, and I'm gonna go with positive. So it's not the last time this book was mentioned. That was Rift by Thomas Asher. I really enjoyed the story, and I still found myself thinking about everything that happened. And that's actually the same with Earth Abides by George R. Stewart. I really enjoyed that, and I'll just be doing my, life, and I'm like thinking about those books, and I'm like, wow, those were really good books. I'm very glad I read them. I know a book hangover, I feel like you can take it either way. It could be in the negative, and I almost put negative stuff, but I was like, nah, there's not enough space. So I'm just going to stick with positive. So if yours is negative, I think that's fine.
I did put something negative. I put probably Lock Every Door because I thought it was going to be scarier or supernatural, and it was kind of a letdown.
Yeah, in that aspect, yeah.
Yeah.
Katie just read Lock Every Door. She sent me a picture. She listened to it on a library app, and she screenshot of it, and I was like, oh, I read that.
Did she like it?
Maybe she's not done. I don't. I
Oh.
feel like she would have told me, but maybe she just finished and didn't tell me because she doesn't have to report to me.
That's true.
You know, I'm thinking like, I think she probably did. If she finished it, I'm just gonna guess. In number of bookcases you own. Technically, I own 4. One just has yarn on it, though. It's in the living room. One doesn't have books at all, has just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. The other 2 are crammed full of books. So, that's that.
I have 4 as well.
Twinsies! Do they all have books?
The amount of books on them varies. The one bookshelf has books on it, but it's mostly stuffies. My dad built bookshelves on one whole wall in Ella's room when it was...
Oh, I love that.
It was the nursery for Emma. But it has some Hunger Game books on it and some of my books on it and then all of her stuffies.
Yeah. That's how it goes. One book you've read multiple times. I put 3. I put The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Love The Great Gatsby. Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. Love Station 11.
Mm-hmm.
I put Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. Love Jurassic Park. So I've read those. Those are like the most reread books that I've had. What's yours?
I also put 3. I put The Convenient Wife.
Yeah.
Crocodile on the Sandbank, which is the first book in the Amelia Peabody series. And then Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
I've probably read that one more than any other book.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably right. P. Preferred place to read. I put at home, my couch, or outside on a very nice day. I love reading outside.
That's a great one. I put on the couch or in my bed.
Yeah. If I do read in the bed, but it's more like I'm just reading for maybe an hour on my Kindle under my blankets in the dark and then going to sleep. So it's like, halfway there.
I got more on this list than I thought.
Yeah. Q. Quote that inspires you or gives you the feels.
I put a question mark. I don't
actually,
know.
I was this person. I put a Bible verse.
Oh. I feel bad now. I feel like I need to...
See, and I was like, I shouldn't put a Bible verse.
No, it's great.
I know, but at the same time, it's like, you should put a Bible verse. I put Galatians 6:14. May I never boast except in the cross of our Lord Jesus Christ, through which the world has been crucified to me, and I to the world.
That's wonderful.
I want a cross in our front yard.
Oh.
And I've been thinking about, like, if we get a cross and put it in the front yard, I'm going to put that verse on it.
Nice.
So, you know.
There's a verse in the Old Testament
Very aesthetic.
that I like. I don't know where it is, so this makes me a bad Bible student probably. It says something about I would rather be the doorkeeper in heaven than I don't even remember all the words now. Basically, he'd rather be someone not important as long as he's in heaven than to be the most important person on earth.
Yeah, this is the very first response, probably the AI response. I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of wickedness.
Oh, there we go.
It's Psalm 84:10. So, anyway. Yeah, I decided to be that person. I actually put Ephesians 5:8 as well, but, you know, I wanted to say the Galatians one.
That's awesome.
So, R. Reading regret. I put Reading We Were Liars by Eli. Just recently at the book club, after we did our whole thing, it was like the last 10 minutes we were going to be able, before the store closes and we leave. Someone else at the book club was saying, we were just talking about random books at this point, and one of them said that she liked We Were Liars, and I was like, I did not like that book. And her friend that comes to the book club, she was like, I didn't like that book either. Nobody asked me why or anything, and that's fine, because I don't want to, like, make anybody mad. But I just did not like that book. I thought it was lame. I thought the twist was dumb, and it doesn't matter. That's not It doesn't matter. Who am I? Okay, I'm nobody. Then I put not reading larger books when I actually had time to read larger books. So that's that. What's your reading regret?
I put none. If I don't like it, I don't read it.
Yeah. I do that too. I'll just DNF now. I'm like, if I'm not liking it, you're gone. I ain't got time for you. S. Series you started but need to finish. I just put A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I've only read the first one. There's 3, maybe more, I guess, but there's 3 main ones, and I need to read those. I didn't feel like diving too far back into anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to do better about it this year. I think I want to dip more into series that I'll really feel passionate about. Because I've been reading the Murderbot Diaries, but it's just more like a time filler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's good. They're funny-ish. They're action-packed. But, like, do they really sit with me for a long time? Not really.
Yeah.
So, But A Good Girl's Guide to Murder was awesome. So, I want to read that. I want to read the rest of those. What's yours?
Okay. I don't have any more notes. But, I need to actually finish the Amelia Peabody series. And I need to actually finish the Mara Matsue series, the number 1 Ladies Detective Agency, because I stopped reading it whenever the last newest book had come out, whatever it was, years ago. And then I came to find out that he's written several more since I stopped reading them, not realizing that there had been more written. So I need to finish that one and Amelia Peabody. So
yeah, very nice. You're so much better at finishing series than me.
Well, the only reason I haven't finished Amelia Peabody is because, and maybe even the Mara Matsue ones right now, because I was trying to do something different this year. Because I've read series every single year. I'm like, let's do something a little different.
Switch it up a bit.
You know?
Yeah. You can always go back to your series, you know?
Yep, so.
I think it's good you're switching it up. T. 3. I put the number. 3 starts with a T. 3 of your all-time favorite books. I'd never finished jotting this down, which is ridiculous.
Oh, wait, I did write that.
The one I put is Station 11. And that's really hard, though. That's really hard. There's really just a handful of books, and they're the ones I just have constantly repeated over and over and over again. The Stand was one of my favorites, and then Jurassic Park's one of my iconic favorites. Great Gatsby. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. I don't know. So, did you have any favorites to throw in there?
Wait, read it again.
3 of your all-time faves.
Okay. Well, The Convenient Wife.
Yeah.
I've talked about that from day 1 on the podcast. And I think no, I probably didn't reread it after the podcast started because the bunny ate it, but I did replace it after the bunny ate it.
Not the bunny. Yeah.
I can't remember now. I might have reread it that first year, actually. I just don't remember. Pride and Prejudice is one of my all-time favorites. And I feel bad because I already talked about both of those already. But...
See, that's hard because it's like, I know I liked other books, but like, were they my favorites? Like, I don't know. I really liked Earth Abides. I really liked The Road by Cormac McCarthy.
Well,
but see, all those are the same. They're all like the same genre.
You know, when it said, are there any books that you've read multiple times? Well, usually the reason you read it multiple times is because it's a favorite.
Right.
So, I mean, the first Amelia Peabody book, again.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
The scene in that where they're in the cave and they're being shot at and he's on top of her trying to, I think it happened by accident, actually, how he ended on top of her, but he was trying to protect her from bullets and stuff. And then he just leans down and kisses her, and I'm like,
Sold.
Yes! Romantic! Put me in a cave with a guy. I don't know if I want to be shot at, but...
E for explicit. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. I could just read that scene over and over.
Right. Over and over. Yeah. Maybe after this year I'll have more to throw in that. You, unapologetic fangirl. 4, I put, so the person who wrote this that I stole from or whatever, they wrote an author. So they were unapologetically a fan of this author. I put author and genre. Okay, so for author, I put Stephen King. A lot of people like Stephen King. That's not really new, but a lot of people also dislike Stephen King a lot. And then A.M. Shine. I really like The Watchers, Stay in the Light, and The Creeper. And actually, that's part of the next thing, so I'm not gonna say. But yeah, them, and there's others. You know, there's others. Emily St. John Mandel, Charlotte McConaughey, Michael Crichton. But I tried to put people who were like still alive. So I wasn't gonna put Agatha Christie or Michael Crichton. Anyway, then genre. Apocalyptic virus killing the rest of humanity fiction. That's
definitely your thing.
That is just like my favorite genre. Sorry. What's yours?
I can't think of anything that I'd be unapologetically.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And I hate the term fangirl. I don't know why. I just like, I hate that. Like, I'm not, and I love all of this, but for fangirl, like, I'm not standing there screaming about it, you know? I'm not.
I mean, I don't have a book, but I have a TV series, which there were some fan fictions made of this series. It might be based on a book. I don't know. But The Highlander.
Oh.
I definitely am a fangirl over Highlander.
Yeah.
It's really Adrian Paul, but you know.
You know what I've been thinking about a lot lately? Lost in Space.
That was such a good... Not the original one, guys.
I know, not the original. Sorry, the newest one. I loved that show.
I keep trying to get my dad to watch it with me because he and my mom grew up watching the original. And they will agree with you that it's not great.
Yeah, I mean...
But it was great for that time.
Yeah.
And as kids, they loved it. But I know 100% he would love the new one.
I just thought it was perfect. It was a perfect show.
Good.
And of course, so if you're going to get into perfect shows, then Avatar The Last Airbender. But like Lost in Space was just like, it was action-packed, sci-fi, great quality, and family-friendly.
Yes.
And they were exploring planets and stuff.
Yes.
It was just, and there's family dynamics.
And what was... This is a spoiler, I'm sorry. But it starts off, you know, where basically the wife is not in love with her husband anymore.
Yeah.
And she wants to, like, really get a divorce and, like, leave him. And they end up together.
Yes, they end up repairing their marriage.
And they fix their marriage.
And they fall back in love.
It's so beautiful.
I love that show. Anyway, and so I've been really wanting, like, a sci-fi series that feels like that show. But anyway, V. Very excited for this release more than others. I put several. I looked some up by some of my favorite authors. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually very excited. In September of this year, Emily St. John Mandel is coming out with a new book. It's called Exit Strategy, and I'm very excited about it. I haven't read like 4 other books by her still, but that really just excited me. You know, because if they're going to keep coming out with books, you can then proceed to read them.
Right.
Without feeling like you're going to run out. I don't know.
You're right.
Then, in October of this year, Becky Chambers has a new book, and I think it's going to be the first of a series. And she writes sci-fi. And it's As You Wake, Break the Shell. No cover. Don't know anything really about it, but I'm excited because it's by Becky Chambers. And then, Toshikazu Kawaguchi.
I recognize that name.
Is coming out with a new... Well, so it probably already came out in Japan, but it's coming out in America now. Before I Knew I Loved You is coming out in May, and that is the most recent one in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series, which I think you'd like.
I think I would too. I liked that. What was that Japanese?
What You're Looking For Is in the Library.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I loved that book.
And it's like, that's how they feel. They feel like that. I cry in every single one of these books. Mm-hmm. So brace yourself. But I'm very excited about that. Then A.M. Shine just came out with a new horror book this month called Grace. And, you know, look those up. So we ain't got time for that. So Are there any releases? I'm not good with keeping up with releases. I had
Yeah.
to go and like, who are my favorite authors again, and then look that up on
Yeah.
Google. So
I since I didn't complete it,
Yeah.
I don't know of any releases that are coming out. I will say that if I had been reading the Hunger Games when they were being written, that after reading the first one, I would have been on pins and needles for the second one.
yeah,
Because how the first one ended was crazy.
Yeah.
Just why would you leave us on a cliffhanger?
and
like
you've
that?
not even read the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes or Sunrise on the Reaping.
That is correct. I
Realistically,
probably will read them eventually.
well, you'd probably like Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes anyway, but you could skip that one. It was good.
I've heard
but
some people didn't like it.
yeah, I mean, it's like it was good to have to grow on into the world some more, grow onto the world some more, but like it was about Snow, President Snow. It was so cool that it was like only the 10th Hunger Games, so like before their technology was crazy and all the things. But then Sunrise on the Reaping was really good. That was a really good one. Love that one. Anyway, W, worst habit. I put constantly adding books to my TBR and never reading books in any actual sensible order. Because I'm constantly bouncing around.
That's a good one.
So, that. I think that's all I put for that. Yeah.
So this is a worst reading habit?
Yeah. You're like, don't get me started on my normal habits. Okay.
Right. Right. I have a list. Probably my worst habit is not doing enough physical reading.
Mm.
If that's a habit.
Is that if that's considered worst of it, you know?
Yeah, being inconsistent with physical reading.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. That's an okay answer. I don't know why this was, and maybe I'm just dumb. X marks the spot, the 27th book on your shelf. But why was it 27? Is it just like just
so
throwing
it's like
another
a
one on?
treasure hunt. So you would count the 27th, whatever the 27th book is on your bookshelf.
But like, why 27?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Did you
Okay.
count? Do you have a answer?
I do. I have more than enough answers for this. So, I did it several different ways. So I started with my Kindle. I put my Kindle in, it's automatically in alphabetical order. So I just did alphabetical on Kindle. And the 27th is The Maze Runner by James Dashner, which I haven't read and I really want to read. I think I'm going to really like that series. Then I put, by most recently added on my Kindle, still The Maze Runner. Just so happened to be that way. And that was Descending, which is the latest one I added, I guess. But then going the other way, and then Ascending is Vigilance by Robert Jackson Bennett. Yeah. And then I put it says never mind. I was gonna count on my actual
on your
shelves.
physical shelf?
But I said never mind, the shelves are too chaotic. Because there's a blend of, I haven't reorganized my shelves again, because normally I like to keep the ones I've read away from all the ones I haven't read, so they're like just kind of mixed up. So it doesn't count. So,
She's like, Kindle did this for me, so
yeah. Do you know your 27th?
heck no.
I know. I was like, I wonder if she's gonna like do the 27th on her Everend.
I could.
I don't know. Like,
Give me a second.
I couldn't think of what it was called at first. I was like, what am I trying to say here?
Or my Audible.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Let's look at my saved list. Oh. Number 27 in my saved list is Seven Brides for Seven Texans. It's written by Gabrielle Meyer, which is an author that we follow on Facebook. And it says 7 stubborn brothers navigate the delicate balance between duty and desire in the sweeping saga of romance, redemption, and second chances on the rugged Texas frontier. In 1874 Texas, the wealthy patriarch of the Seven Heart Ranch delivers an ultimatum to his 7 independent sons: marry within the year or forfeit. Where did it go?
Forfeit their prospects.
Their inheritance. The directive sends these confirmed bachelors scrambling to secure their future while protecting their fiercely guarded freedom. While the youngest brother races to be first at the altar, the other brothers are more reluctant to tie the knot. The Hart brothers face unique challenges on the road to romance, with a cast of remarkable women, a long-lost love haunted by the past, a former sweetheart guarding her heart, a cave-dwelling lady with mysterious money. That sounds interesting. A mail-order bride who falls for the wrong man, and a Civil War nurse willing to heal a scarred soldier's heart. Will they find true love under the pressure of their father's demands, or will they sacrifice their inheritance to maintain their independence? So she is the author of one of the books that's going to be in my haul whenever it comes in the mail. And it looks like a clean book. It's a YA, if I remember correctly.
Oh, really?
Not this book, but the one that's coming.
Oh, okay. I was like, that one did not seem like a
No.
YA. I mean, it could have been, I guess.
No, not that one, but the one that's coming. But I looked at some of her other books that she's written, and they all look really good. So I just saw her name and was adding stuff that had her as the author. So
Okay. Why? Your latest book purchase, which if you watched the last episode, I've already hauled everything. And we don't know what Becky's is yet. It is a surprise.
I don't want to tell you.
Yeah. But my latest physical book was Rift by Thomas Asher. That is the last time. Nope. Nope.
You keep
just
telling
kidding.
lies. You keep telling lies.
I know, I'm so sorry. Kindle was, at the time I wrote this, I had just purchased The 100 by Cass Morgan. But now I've just purchased Day 21 by Cass Morgan. Cold by Drew Hayden Taylor. And then Alchemized by Sin Lin Yu. So, which I've already talked about in the last episode.
Right.
And then yours are...
to be announced.
Yeah. Z Snatcher, the last book that kept you up way too late. I put The Girl Who Was Taken by Charlie Donnelly. I really liked that book. I was very pleased with that book. I did not want to stop reading it. It was getting so late at one point, and I was like, I'm gonna have to stop. But I managed to get to the point where I knew who the bad guy was. So, like, I hadn't finished the story yet, but I knew who the bad guy was. So, like, okay, time to go to sleep. I can finish this tomorrow. But it also would have been Rift by Thomas Asher if I could have also bought it on Kindle. So, I'm done. What's the last one that kept you up?
Just Stab Me Now.
Yep.
That was so good. I really enjoyed it. And that was a physical book.
Yes, it was.
So I read it at night in my bed. So there were a few nights when I should have gone to sleep, but I really just needed to read a little bit more.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I know. I literally had, when I was reading The Girl Who Was Taken, I think I had like maybe 3 chapters left when I decided to go to bed. And they're short. They were very quick chapters. So I was like 90-something% of the way through. Okay. I feel like I just yelled that.
You did.
We're done.
Woohoo!
Good for us.
And on schedule.
I mean, it's 54 minutes long, but that's okay.
not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I said I needed to be done by 2, and it's not 2.
That is what's more important
So.
than this. So
And I was going to let myself have till 2:30, but that was going to be stretching it
yeah.
in case of traffic. But
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah,
We're golden.
we're done. We're done. I hope you liked it. The A to Z book tag, which you can find anywhere and everywhere, and I'm sure with different prompts. So
Yeah. It was fun. I like
Yeah.
it. We should do another one that's A to Z.
I just thought that.
And we should do book titles with the letters.
Oh my gosh.
That would be fun. We sound so nerdy every time we do one of these. You know, it fun. A book tag.
It would be fun sitting in my basement talking about books. Yeah.
Oh, but we hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Once again, Kindred Spirits, it's wonderful to know that there's so many of you in the world. Since this was a book tag episode, I won't say all my usual spiel, but we hope you enjoyed the episode. And until next time, we hope you stay happily booked.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.